Hello everybody, it is Christine. It is time for Scrapbook process video, and I'm a little out of order because I just finished a layout recording that's going to go up, I think tomorrow, because I'm going to put this one up the day before. Looking at my calendar over here. And the reason is because I'm doing a Baby Got Scraps, trying to... I'm a little sad because last year I was so smart. I put like 30 kits together and blah, blah, blah. But I completely got it mixed up this year. And again, I don't know how I thought it was February when obviously 30 doesn't make sense because it would have been 30 days last year or 31 or whatever. Anyway, the point is I'm going to use scraps from the layout I made yesterday. And it's from Simple Stories. Remember? It was actually, I think it was March 2024. Yes, March 2024, Scrap Room Flavors of the Month. And the one I made yesterday was not like any kind of memorial layout or whatever. I say yesterday. The one I made that's going to go up tomorrow. This one, I thought, okay, what I have left is Miss You So, and I have like some stuff about loss. And so I thought, okay, thinking of you. So these are the more like remembrance type items. So I printed out a copy of a photo of my in-laws. They have both passed, and we miss them. So I'm going to use their photo as my layout here. I'm looking to see, is this going to be big enough? Yeah, this might be big enough. I think I'm going to mount that on that. This is what I'm going to do, I think. And I love this floral. I think I'm going to put it on the bottom. I think I'll tear it because tearing is always pretty. I may come up just a tad on this just to give myself a little room. And actually, now that I'm saying that, I may not even cut this. Maybe I'll use this for the embellishments and things. This camera I may or may not use because it's actually could be used any point. I do have pretty... This was from 2014. I might could do something... I do like this. This would be pretty. I could probably even put this up... Actually, now that I say that, maybe I'll come down here and put it up here. I'll pop that up on some foam or something. And then I do have still a little heart. And I even have like this stuff. This could maybe go... This could be a little journaling card if I trim this off. I may do that. But if I do that... If I come from below, will that look stupid? I don't know. I may need to mess with this just a minute. I also pulled this out. This did not come from that collection, but I thought it could be useful. I may need to mess with this, you guys. Okay, give me just a second to think, and I'll be back on once I have picked out... Once I've finalized my design. I also have this template, or this ink and stencil here. I don't know if I'll use that or not, though. Okay, let me do a little trimming so I can get my mind kind of focused. And I need to stop going. I keep going above my... This line here is helpful if I stay below it. So let me do that. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Okay, you guys. So I've already torn the top paper there. That honestly, what's funny is I know it's like little dandelion seeds, but it almost looks like stars also. Like a night sky almost. I'm liking that. And then I've torn the bottom of the little floral down there. I have mounted the photo. Now, the photo was printed with a white border, so I just kind of let that be as the white mat. And then I've put it on the darker cardstock. And then I've got these little wood grain pieces. That's technically not from this collection, but there were some scraps laying on my cutting thing over here. And I thought, you know, I can use these. So I'm going to end up building like a photo mat with that light wood grain in just a minute. Now I'm going to move that little arrow thing I just stuck up at the top up there. It's going to get moved. I was trying to just, I don't know, you know, see where things go, just fasten around here. And I go, no, I think I'm going to move this down because I have this little dove. I start up there. It's actually going to come down eventually, but I'm still just, you know, dry fitting, seeing what's going to work, you know, that kind of thing. The little tone-on-tone peach pieces, I almost made them into fishtail banners, but I decided against it just because I had the little pointy thing on the little black arrow, and I just wasn't sure about it. So it's going to actually, they're going to stay like little rectangles. Here's where I'm going to start kind of puzzle piecing this little wood background together. So I trimmed that longer piece down to match the top because I'm going to use that as the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and attach my photo. I hadn't glued nothing down, y'all. I'd been just kind of dry fitting, as I said. And I have to tell you, I really love the Baby Got Scraps hop. I'm kicking myself so hard for not realizing it was January. I don't know why I didn't. You know what? We have a Facebook group for like YouTube creators, and there's tons of fun hops in there. And I just, the friggin' algorithm is not my friend, and I don't always see things. And you guys, I'm not going to lie, I'm just not on Facebook. I'm not going to say I'm never on there, but it's not something I'm in regularly. So unless somebody tags me or Facebook loves me that day, I may not notice it. And frankly, I'm subscribed to way too many groups. And so I can't go looking all the time. But I was kicking myself because I saw that pop up and I'm like, oh, shoot, I really enjoy this hop because, as I've said before, I have these giant, well, I shouldn't say giant, but they're gallon bags of my scraps. And this hop always helps me get through at least one color. I mean, last year I did the reds and pinks and it was really productive. And I'm going to try to get through some of these blues here. Although in this case, I technically, this wasn't even from that baggie. This was actually just a collection that I had just used. So I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and use this because otherwise I'm going to be sticking it in my scrap baggie. So I thought, you know what, I'll be productive here. So here's me puzzle piecing this together. So I had the top part. I just did the little bottom part. Now I'm going to cut these little side pieces. And honestly, I'm really pleased. You can't hardly tell that there's a little seam. I'm going to cover the middle seam, the one kind of in the middle of the photo. I'm going to cover that with a little peach piece, but the little bottom one is so tiny you can't hardly tell there's a seam. So I'm really pleased with this. I'm not usually one to puzzle piece my photo mats, but this worked out really well, and I got to use that little wood grain piece up. Those were nice little scraps too. There's Miss Saturn. Thankfully, she doesn't seem to be messing up my lighting. I have just been having to pick her up and put her down over and over. It's a little cold, and the window's too cold. Otherwise, she really enjoys sitting up in the window and looking out. But it's just, I guess because, you know, the glass is cold, and so she doesn't want to be up there, which means she's all in everything else. Here's me again trying to put that up there, and then I realized, no, I really want this lower so the little dove will sit on it. I have that little Thinking of You banner. I like that a lot. Then there's this little framed out thing here. I like this. I like to do these little frames like this. You don't have to use the two pieces together, obviously. You could use the little frame by itself. You could use the little wordy parts by itself. But I do enjoy using them together if I pop up the middle. So it kind of creates, you know, a little dimension with it. So that's what I'm going to do. I use my Nuvo glue on the frame, and then I'm going to use a little foam behind the little middle piece. And I like how this turns out too. It's just building me a little thing down there. I'll use that little acrylic leaf thing. It's a dark green. It goes. I think it goes. It was the last one I had. It was from my Summer's Required Advent box, and I needed to use it. So I thought I'll stick it in here, and I think it looks fine. Let's see. What am I doing next? Oh, I have all that stuff kind of laying there, and I'm going to realize in just a minute that, oh, shoot, I meant to use my ink and my stencil. So I'm kind of gluing stuff down on the bottom. Thankfully, I hadn't done the middle yet because this is, I think in just a second, I'm going to realize, oh, I wanted to put that darn stencil in there. So I've pulled it all off, and then here I've got my stencil. And luckily I hadn't really glued the bottom half of that down. Sometimes I do that because I do like to tuck, and I wasn't sure yet how I was going to handle that. So I was able to lift that stuff up to get my little stencil on there. And I was kind of proud. It's not too square. It's a little square, so I have to adjust it here. You can see me trying to find my spot again because I'm like, oh, shoot, I didn't really want it that square. So I bring it down just a little, kind of curve it out, and then I'll do the other side here. I don't have to do the middle because my photo is obviously going to hide that. So I just kind of do this. I just kind of thought this would be pretty, like a ghosting, texture add to this page here. And let's see. I think I do glue down next. I'm like, okay, now I'm good. I can glue this stuff down. So yeah, I take my ATG and I glue it down. I'll tell y'all real quickly the picture. I've mentioned that these are my in-laws. They've both passed. If I'm honest with you, my mother-in-law in this photo is wearing a wig. She had cancer. Unfortunately, she suffered from cancer for a couple of years, honestly, before she finally passed. And my father-in-law, he passed not too long after. But this photo is actually from Thanksgiving, and you can see in the photo he's actually kind of messing with, I think it's the turkey. I can't tell now in this. I'm not looking at the photo, but it's either the turkey or the ham. Typically, he would bring the turkey to Thanksgiving, and I would usually make the ham. And she always liked to make deviled eggs. We love our deviled eggs. And this was at our house, and it would have been Thanksgiving, and he's over there carving the turkey, I think it is. And yeah, and I don't mind that it's the back of them, honestly. I know most photos you kind of want to see the face, but to me it's just a moment in time. You guys, that was so weird. My phone just shouted at me, internet disconnected or something, just shut off my recording. So my apologies for the skip over here. But basically, I was just talking about how this was just a moment in time. So I didn't really mind that the photo is their backs because I know what's happening there. I do add the date, by the way, at the layout, on the layout toward the end. It's November, I think it's 2014 as I recall now. I'm going to put the little banner here. I think I put that up on foam pieces. I did find this little piece here I fussy cut out. It says blessed. It was on the back of the scrap of one of the things, and I cut out that little piece because, like I said, it says blessed or something like that, and I thought that could be really pretty underneath the banner. Yeah, here's where I'm putting the foam piece, the foam. Oh, maybe it was the bird I put the foam under now that I'm thinking about it. So I put this little foam bit here, and I'm going to end up calling this I miss you, we miss you so, or something like that, because it's actually going to end up being the title in the upper, there's that cat again, y'all. The title in the upper left. There's a few little floral bits that came with this ephemera pack here, so I'm going to just kind of add those in that little heart. And I'm going to use, I think, Nuvo glue to glue those down, honestly. I'm almost done, y'all. I'm not too far down the road. And I'm going to be able to basically throw away the tiny baby scraps that were left. So I'm really proud. I used this entire collection, I think, on 2 layouts. That's the one thing I do like about the scrap room. You get the little samplings. And as long as I stay caught up, I don't find it too hard to use them all. Because Scrap Room actually, and I'm not an affiliate or anything like that, but she actually has like add-ons and stuff. And generally speaking, when I do a subscription kit, I don't generally do the add-ons just because I know darn good and well it's going to be hard enough for me to finish out what I got anyway. So, but that being said, if you're one of those that you just, if you use only that or whatever, there's some good little paper add-ons and embellishment add-ons and things like that. There it is. It says Miss You So. So that's going to end up being my title. It's a little foam title, and I think that just adds a little something. And I think that's basically it, you guys. The only thing I had left was that camera. I thought about trying to use it, but it just didn't seem to fit the... I just didn't think it fit, really. Everything's kind of soft and sweet and all that. Not that the camera can't be, but it was a little more fun to me, so I set that aside. So that is my layout, you guys. There's where I've written the date under there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you check out the playlist, because I know there's a lot of folks that play along with this Baby Got Scraps. It's a really nice big group of folks, because it's a great hop, I'm telling you. Anyway, you guys have a lovely day, and we will see you next time. Bye.